It has been an absolutely bombastic spring so far. There's no other way to say it. We bombed Iran big time, then Iran started droning the Strait of Hormuz and oil prices shot up, so we started laying siege to Iran, and then Iran counterdunked with these really well done diss tracks against Trump and his squad.
Covered clown with that cafe ink on your arm. Think you a crusader? Nah, just a drunk infidel in a fake uniform.
But then the market kind of decided we're cool with all this after all, and the S&P snapped back to new highs faster than it did during COVID. After all that chaos, I am now unproud to announce that the 100K challenge is now the $95,708 challenge. And virtually all of that loss was from Duolingo, which I was so confident in. You know, the fact that they even have their app installed on so many different devices should give them value, but the market is just not pleased with a language learning app during the age of AI software. And I am down almost $6,000 on this thing. Now, it has improved somewhat from the bottom. You know, I'm glad to see that the market rejected these $90 and it even went down to $80 prices at some point. So we're seeing some life from Duolingo, but I am really deeply in the hole. And if I did not buy Duolingo, I would be in the green right now. But I'm also not completely cooked, and there are accounts out there that are in a lot worse shape than this after the huge drop and then recovery over the past 30 days. So I am by no means done, and I've got $51,000 in cash. And with this large balance of cash that came from selling Amazon shares, there's two things that I want to do first. And the first is take a look at AVEX. AVEX Corp. This is a drone manufacturer. And whether you like it or not, you have to admit that drones are kind of setting the battlefield. Especially in Ukraine, we've seen drones kind of turn the tide, stop Russian forces from advancing, turn the front line into a 100-kilometer across kill zone. Drones are changing the way we do warfare. And I don't really know much about AVEX specifically, but it's a public company that makes drones, and that's good enough for me. So I'm going to buy 100 shares at a price of $39.40. The next thing I want to do is buy into the companies that my neighbor has identified as being good picks based on his AI app. Rudy is the one who made this app. You guys might recognize him from Homestead Homies. I am absolute garbage at picking stocks. So I'm just going to buy shares of the ones that he recommended. So the first one he's recognized for the week is LQDA. I don't know anything about this one. I'm just going to commit $1,000 across these 5 picks. And so that's going to be $200 of these. So let's buy $200 of LQDA, which has something to do with biochemical something or other. All right, so we can get $200 of this one. All right, the next one is AXTI, and this appears to be a semiconductor. All right, so that's a pretty good one. Let's buy 200 shares of that, or $200 worth rather. STRL, Sterling Infrastructure, and this one does some kind of construction equipment. Now, if I end up making a good amount of money off of these, I don't even know what I'm going to do, because that would mean that this list of picks has defeated everything I've done so far over the past several weeks. All right, the NDAQ is the actual NASDAQ, so not the NASDAQ index, but the company responsible for managing the index and everything else that NASDAQ does. So $200 out of that one. All right, and that is going to leave me with $46,994. So about $47,000 cash remains in my portfolio. Now, with some of the remaining money, I want to get back into Amazon. I think I really screwed it up when I ended up selling a $235 covered call when Amazon was about here, down at $200. Now, it's easy to say when Amazon is trading for $200 that you're willing to sell it if it goes up to $235. I was not anticipating over the next month that Amazon would rise 16%. So I got stuck in a spot where I'm selling it for $235 at the end of last week, when the stock was actually more like $250. It's come off a little bit today. All right, so it's only $10 out of the money if I were to get into a put at the $235 strike. So I'm usually not a huge fan of the wheel anymore, but I think this is a good opportunity to enter it. Instead of going to a 0 data expiration, like Robinhood recommends, I'm going to go out an entire month to May 22nd, and I'm going to sell the $235 put, which is going to give me $615. My break even now is going to be below $230. It's going to be about $229. So it's not bad, considering that I might be able to either pick up $615 for doing basically nothing, or if Amazon does go down, I'll get back in at the same price I sold at. So I'll be in good shape there. And this is going to absorb about half of the remaining money that I have. I can probably get in for about $630 without too much fuss. So let's do that. medium fill likelihood. Let's see if I can get that there. So I have still about $24,000 left in cash. I'll wait until a little bit later in the day and decide what to do. It's Friday afternoon, about 1:30 p.m., and my balance really has not moved a whole lot. I'm actually down a little bit because look at AVEX. This is the drone manufacturer. I'm out here just trading like shit. I mean, I'm down another $1,000 just from this one. I mean, I keep shooting myself in the foot here, but there is some good news here. All of Rudy's picks are in the green, so that's nice at least. But this AVEX pick, we're in price discovery right now with this drone manufacturer. So I got to be willing to hold it if I'm going to be willing to buy, maintain something through price discovery phase. Duolingo's up, Alphabet's up a little bit. Amazon, selling this put worked out pretty well. I'm up $345 on it. I would be up even more if I just bought shares. There's so many such cases. Now, this expiration date of May 22nd is also going to capture the earnings announcement on April 29th. That's next week. So given that this is an out-of-the-money put, most of the remaining premium should dissolve by the end of next week when they make that announcement, unless Amazon absolutely tanks, in which case I will be a proud Amazon shareholder once again. Otherwise, I'm probably going to take this off as soon as that announcement comes out, volatility decays, and I'll be able to come out with an even larger profit than this 54% I'm at now. I got a half a mind to just take it off, but with earnings coming up, either way, whether I get assigned or this all dissolves, I'll be happy either way. Meanwhile, I still have this $24,000 burning a hole in my pocket. I've been afraid to deploy it. Why? I mean, the market it only goes up. All I'm going to do now, I'm going to buy a very small position here. I'm going to buy 10 shares of TQQQ, and then I'm going to sell a put that expires in the next 2 hours at the end of the day. So we'll go here, and then I'll sell a put at the $63 strike. It's only going to give me an extra $7 of extrinsic value, but I'll be able to play for some additional upside going into today. So let's sell it and see if I can get 51. Now with the price, this is slightly in the money selling this put. So I'm only getting $7 of extrinsic value, but that's going to be enough to pay for a sandwich. Looks like I'm already in here. I'm going to get a $51 credit for this. And presumably I'm more likely to get assigned than not. So I should be, by Sunday night, be the proud shareholder of TQQQ when we get the next announcement that the war in Iran is coming to an end and everything is just going to go up. So I'm pretty happy with this one, and if the market starts tanking now, if this is the end of the bull cycle, just remember me. I did this. You guys have probably noticed by now that when it comes to trading, I'm not very good at it. In fact, I'm okay at investing, but when it comes to actively trading, I kind of suck at it. But one area where I did find success was that of the freeloader challenge. Finding different side hustles, making money online in some of the most ridiculous ways. I mean, I'll do basically anything to make money. And I've long considered combining the freeloader challenge with the 3K challenge to make some kind of build a portfolio type situation. So I think this is the time to do it, because I'm not making any money by actually trading here. And what really solidified that idea for me is that I did a $1,500 focus group this week. $1,500 to travel up to Maryland, talk about my experience, and watch a presentation about a company that wants to make VA loans, that's Veterans Affairs loans, more accessible to potential home buyers. I've used the VA loan twice, so they were very happy to bring me on. Now, $1,500 is a lot for a focus group, and they use this very obviously AI-generated ad in order to reach out to me. But this is a company that I've known before. I've worked with them already on different focus groups, so I knew they were legit. I went up there, and they haven't paid me my $1,500 yet, but I know they're good for it. They expect to send it out this weekend. So once that happens, I'm going to deposit that $1,500 I got from that focus group into the 100K challenge, and I'm going to use it to buy long-term buy and hold shares, not actively trade it. And in doing so, I'm going to show everybody that even when you suck at trading, you can still build a successful portfolio. All you have to do is hop on with the freeloader challenge. And this is not an ad, this is my legitimate endorsement. I use user interviews all the time for the freeloader challenge. I get involved in these focus groups and make money from it. I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to get in on that. And you can join us on Discord, which is 100% free if you want to join on the freeloader challenge. That's all for this time. I will see you guys next week, and we'll see how my TQQQ put did.